What's up guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to reading the most highly anticipated fantasy books of 2024. I have all three right here, and when I say most highly anticipated of the year, I mean to me. Let me just show you what the picks are. First up, we have The Games Gods Play by Abigail Owen. Stunning, and it has art inside, and that's the front. It is honestly so gorgeous. Like actually one of the most beautiful books I own. Then we have Air by Sabaa Tahir. This one doesn't have sprayed edges, but it's still stunning. The cover is just beautiful with like the gold. The inside cover is a map. This is like really different material than other hardcovers. It's like not the paper material. It's very soft. I had no idea. That's actually so dope. And then last but not least is Bloodguard by CC Robson. And the inside cover is just as beautiful. I've never seen books so stunning as these. And what I love about The Games The Gods Play and Bloodguard is that they're both from Red Tower Books. And these are both stunning special editions. So I am so grateful and blessed to have my hands on these specific copies. These are the three highly anticipated books of 2024. They all release within September or October. So I'm very excited to get into these. The first book we'll be reading in this video is Bloodguard. So without further ado, let's begin. Good morning guys, it is the next day and I am on page, went too far, on page 60 of Bloodguard, and I'm on chapter 12. And when I tell you I'm eating this book up, I am giggling, I am squealing, I'm kicking my feet. This book is so good, literally so good. Like, let me show you this one line. There's another line before this. Also, this book is hilarious. Like, this book is type funny. Like, I'm laughing out loud. I'm literally laughing because it's humorous. Let me read to you this one line that literally got me, and I was like, I'm gonna be sitting here reading all day because it's so good. Okay, ready? This is page 60, no spoiler. It says, in the girl's point of view, you want revenge? You want to bring the arena down? Be my king. Full stop. Full stop, full pause. I'm gonna keep going because this book, is it gonna be 5 stars? We'll see. What's up guys? So I'm going to give you an update on this book because I'm officially on almost page 300. I'm actually 1 page away from page 300. So this is how much we read. This is how much needs to be read. I just wanted to update you guys that I am actually eating this up. I am loving this book. I am thoroughly obsessed to the point where I literally DM'd the author because I was like, this book is one of those books that just reignite your love for reading. Like, this book is the reason I read, the reason why I'm always searching for that next 5-star read, the reason why I go to bookstores and thrift stores and free little libraries, because the content and the way that this book makes you feel, the ambiance and the world that it throws you into, and the characters that you feel for so heavily, it's just everything. This book is really good. I would highly recommend, and also it's stunning. I already showed you guys how it looks, but it's actually gorgeous. I'm super intrigued. There has been super heartbreaking things happening, and right now a super massive plot twist just happened, and there's over 100 pages left. So I'm like, what, how, when, where, why? Like, how is this going to wrap up? How is it going to continue? Because this is actually going to be a series. I did some research on it. I don't know what she's going to do. The plot twists really, I wasn't expecting them. We're in a very strenuous point in the plot right now. So I'm going to keep reading, and I'll see you when I'm done. Alright guys, I have just finished Bloodguard and I'm ready to tell you how I feel. So it has been one day since I last read the last page. I am going to rate this book 5 stars. I know, that's crazy. This is the first book in the Old Earth series. I have no idea when the second book is gonna come out because this literally has just come out. It's a brand new release. It was so good. If I'm gonna be completely honest, this is my very first CC Robson book. This is also the first book I've ever read about a gladiator. All the books I'm about to read in this video are romantasy, fantasy books, and they're all well over 400 pages. So that is exciting. That's also a lot of reading for me. A lot of characters, a lot of world building. So it's gonna, you know, this video might take me a hot minute to get through. But this book is about a gladiator named Leith, and a princess named Maeve. You already know there's politics, there's fights. He fights in an arena. There's issues within the royal kingdom. So there's a lot going on for sure, but it's a really good romantasy. I actually was eating it up from page 1. I was obsessed. I bought their romance. I thought that they were so good together. And also something that I find myself realizing in romantasy books, or also in romance books in general, is that I start to not like the main male character because something happens that either cringes me out, icks me out, or I just like can't buy the fact that he's like as manly as he once was. In this book, that did not happen. Leith was a man through and through, and I absolutely adored this. It has to do with grief, loss, forgiveness, tragedy, love, sacrifice. It was honestly so good. I cried at this book, and I never cry at books, like actually never. This book definitely tugs on your heartstrings. There were 2 specific instances where the Lord had to actually prep me and like spoil what was gonna happen because it would have destroyed me. Like it would have destroyed me, would have made me so sad. The details throughout the time span in this book could have been more well developed. I feel like the author could have expounded more within the timeline of the series of events, because there's moments where you're like, okay, we're here in the arena, we're fighting, he's getting a tattoo, and then the next scene they're like on a horseback going into town. I kind of would have loved to see the in-between and the ins and outs of their dynamic and relationship throughout all of it, like one seamless timeline. I thought that would have made the book a lot better. I feel like through the beginning for 75% of the book, but the ending I thought was really incredibly strong, and I would 100% recommend, because not only is it a stunning copy, the writing was so good, and it didn't feel like your average typical romantasy formulaic plotline. It had its own, and I'm very excited to see what the author's gonna do with the rest of the series, because this is a very promising start. So let's pick our next book now. Guys, it is update time. So I am over the 100 page mark of the games Gods Play. I'm gonna tell you all my initial thoughts and what I think right now at the point I'm at. So at first I was like, okay, I feel like this is gonna be a really romance heavy fantasy, because you know how there's the romantasy but it still has like politics and high stakes action. In the beginning of this book, like the first 100 pages, it was like, okay, I feel like this is gonna be really heavy on romantasy, like on the romance plot. Now it's kind of evened out. It's kind of tapered off to where it's, I guess you could see an even amount of both. Like there's plot, action, drama, games, peril, and there's a healthy dose of romance after that. And to be honest, eating it up. I love it. I'm having such a phenomenal time. The chapters are short. The writing is fast-paced, easy to understand, and entertaining. Everything is flowing so well. The romance is believable. It's so entertaining. It's so, I don't even know what words you could use to describe it, but it's just phenomenal. It's so good. It's so great. I get excited to see these characters together. If you guys don't know, this is the loose premise of this book, is that it's essentially like there's something called the Crucible that happens every 100 years where a Greek god chooses chooses one mortal to essentially go into a series of trials on their behalf. So they pick who is the king of the gods for that century. So our main character gets chosen by a certain Greek god. There's still a mystery. There's a subplot of mystery because we don't know why that specific god chooses that mortal and also what their purpose is in playing the Crucible this century. So it's just, there's so many moving pieces. I'm so intrigued. I recently just found out that Abigail Owen is releasing a second book, and I'm like astonished that she already wrote it because this book just came out like in October or something. I want it next month. Like, I'm ready to read it because it also has stenciled edges. It's orange. It's called The Things Gods Break. Abigail Owen, if you by some blessing watch this video, please send me an arc if possible because I am eating this up. Will this be a 5-star? Is this whole video gonna be me reading new fantasy releases and having them all be 5-star? We shall see. Alright guys, I have updates for you. So, as you guys saw, I have finished The Games Gods Play by Abigail Owen. And let me tell you, this book was so good. It was high stakes, it was fast paced, it was easy to read, easy to follow. The lore behind all the Greek gods was really easy to understand. She just threw it in there like a detail that you'll need to know in the future, but she didn't over put in the lore of the Greek mythology. It was genuinely so interesting and entertaining. It does follow the plot line of many fantasy books before. That's like a list of trials that the main character has to do on behalf of somebody else to save somebody, whatever it may be. But this was done so well. The main character was very likable. Her reasoning was questionable sometimes, but understandable. The romance was really well done. It was sizzling, as they say. And honestly, I would totally recommend. And yeah, I rated it 5 stars. So that being said, we have 2 5 stars in one video. Never before seen. That has literally never happened in any reading vlog ever, let alone 1 5-star. That's also rare. So 2 5 stars. I am obsessed. I literally cannot wait for either of these series to continue. The second book of this is already coming out in September of 2025. You best believe I will be getting that book because it was so good. The ending I needed time to sit with because I wasn't expecting it and I didn't love it because the main character went through so much, and for the ending to be what it was like, here we go again. But to be fair, it leaves for a very strong plot line regarding book 2. Excitement, really happy about this book, and it has a special place in my heart. So 2 5 stars. Now let's get on to Air by Sabaa Tahir. Alright guys, I have an unfortunate update for you. It has been quite some time since I started Air by Sabaa Tahir. As you can see, I made it a decent chunk of the way through. I made it to page 78. I'm going to soft DNF this book, unfortunately. The reason why I'm soft DNFing it is because this is high fantasy, and I did not know that. I thought it was going to be another romantasy, and there is romance in this book, but there is politics. There is a whole new world I have to get used to, a whole new magic system I have to learn, new names, feuding tribes. There's just a lot going on here, and also this takes place 20 years after Sabaa Tahir's Ember in the Ashes series. I have not read that. I'm going to take my time on this one because I will not be finishing it in this video, but you will see this in a future wrap up. I did enjoy this book as I was reading it. I think it's extremely interesting. I think that she has a really strong plot and she's building up to a really strong climax of the story, but this is going to be the end of today's video. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys got new book recommendations. I would honestly recommend all 3 books that I read in this video. Let me know what popular fantasy books you're expecting in the year of 2025. I will see you guys next week. God bless you guys and peace.